This should be fun. This is my M50 wiring harness. And today I'm going to label it to make installation a little bit easier when I put it on this engine. A lot of these are easy to identify. So this goes towards your firewall. You have your ECU plug, battery cable, another battery cable, ground, and this is your diagnostic port. This goes to your ECU, if I didn't already say that. This is your X20 connector, and right next to it is your MAF, and right here a mouse chewed it up, but this would be my evap sensor, but I won't need evap in 2002. And then you have another battery cable. One's for the starter, the other one's for the fuse box. And your relays, DME, fuel pump, and I forget what the third one is, but it's just 3 of them. And then these are your injectors and your coil packs. Where it gets a little confusing is here. And that's mostly because 1, 2, 3, 4 of these connectors are the same. And 5 of these connectors are the same. So I'm going to show you how to differentiate the 5 that are the same. The other ones are pretty simple. This is these go to the alternator, and this one goes to your starter. So these two will be paired together at the starter. This long one goes, this is your reverse light switch on the E36 manuals, and this is a O2 sensor. I think, I don't know, I'm confusing myself now. Okay, we're gonna focus on these that all look the same. So those 5 connectors would be these 2 in the head, this one that goes to the Vano solenoid, and the other one's for oil pressure, which would go here. And then the 5th one would be somewhere towards the back. It goes up to the intake manifold. This one goes to the ECU, and this one is what tells you your temperature reading at the cluster. Okay, so I have my harness laid out here. The ones that I moved off to the side are the O2 sensor and the reverse light switch. These are the longest ones, so I don't think you guys will get confused with that. Here we have the crank position sensor, which is one of these. The only other one that looks like that, well, there's 2. It's this one, but it's long. This is your throttle body, and this short one. It's a really thin wire, so you won't really get that confused. This is for your idle air control valve. Just like that. And then you have these 3 that also look similar. This one with the thicker cover is for your cam position, and these 2 thinner ones are your knock sensors. So that's all that. These 2 go to your starter, and then these 2 go to your alternator, and then like I said earlier, this one goes to the other end of your starter. So that leaves us with these 5 that all basically look the same. Same connectors. If you guys remember, the M50, the coolant sensor that goes to the DME is blue. So your connector should already have a blue mark on it, right there. So this one goes to the blue connector that goes to the ECU on the block. The other easy one to identify is the oil pressure sensor. This one, if you can see, it only has one wire. I don't know if you can see it right there, but it only has one wire on this side. So this is your oil pressure. That one's easy too. So that leaves us with 3. I know that the Vanos has a red and white and a blue and green wire from a diagram that I saw. So we're gonna peel back these. This one's brown, brown and yellow. Peel back this one. I ripped it, oh well. This one's white and brown. And then this one. So there we go. This one's red, white, blue, yellow. So this is my Vanos. So I'm gonna take a Sharpie and some painter's tape. And I'm gonna label that. So I've done this once before. The other one I did while the harness was still on the engine. This is the first time I've done it outside of the engine. Okay, so blue, temp sensor. This one, white and brown. This is the oil pressure. I should have labeled that too. And this one's brown and yellow. So I have this diagram here that I found online on Google. I'll post a link to it so you guys can see it earlier. I'm not taking credit. I found this, so if anyone knows who created it, let me know and I'll credit them. So there's only 2 that we have left. One is gray and brown, which would be to the one next to this one that goes to the instrument cluster. And the other one is brown, brown, yellow, which is the one that goes to the intake. So here we have brown, brown, yellow. And then we have, where's the other one? Brown, brown, yellow, Vanos. And gray and brown. So this one will be to the intake and this one would be to the cluster. So hopefully that helps some of you guys out. I'm gonna finish up labeling all of this. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments and I'll try to answer the best I can.